It's a beautiful morning here at Just One More Story Farm, and I wanted to let you know that our broody hen that we were hoping to adopt some baby chicks from my incubator chicks, it didn't go well. We were hoping that since she had been sitting on her eggs for 28 days and they turned out to be not viable, we were hoping she would adopt some of our incubator chicks, so we tried putting 2 incubator chicks underneath her in the hopes that she would accept them as her own. Unfortunately, she was not happy about that idea. I have successfully placed chicks under a broody hen in the past. However, the chicks were only a couple days old, so they fit into the palm of my hand and I was able to sneak them under. These chicks were over a week old, and so they did not fit in the palm of my hand. So she saw them as I brought them in, she heard them, so it wasn't like a surprise they came out from under her. It was more like, okay, why is she giving me these chicks? So it didn't go to plan. And if this were to happen again, I would use chicks that were only a couple days old, just so that you're able to hide them and they don't see them at first. Chickens are smarter than we give them credit for, and they want to hatch their own. And in this case, she wants to hatch her own. She doesn't want to raise chicks that she didn't hatch from her eggs. And that's okay. We're moving on to our next plan. Our second broody hen has 5 eggs that have bouncing baby chicks in them, and those eggs are due to hatch. And today is day 19 of her sitting on those eggs, so we have 2 more days and we should start to see some hatching. So hopefully that all goes smoothly. She is in lockdown mode at this point, so I cannot transfer any of those hatching eggs to my original broody hen, Charlotte. So Fern is going to keep all 5 eggs, and I don't want to move those eggs right now when they're just about to hatch. They need to be kept underneath that broody hen. So currently Charlotte is sitting on 3 eggs, and it's early on, so I haven't checked for fertility yet, but our options at this point is to allow her to sit on those eggs for the full 21 days or attempt to break her from her broodiness. Before I could even attempt to place those baby chicks underneath Charlotte, I had to give her a bath because one of the eggs that she had sat on had broke and she was all covered in the contents of that egg. So I didn't want to place the chicks underneath her without cleaning her up first. So I did give her a bath, and she was off of the nest while she was drying. And I thought that would actually break her of her broodiness, but it didn't. Once she was fully dry, she went right back to that nest. She seems really content here. She's got her water. I give her her food delivered to her door. And honestly, she just seems happy to just continue sitting on those eggs. It's a long time to be sitting on the eggs, but I'm just gonna give her the option. I'm gonna let nature take its course and see. Are you visiting? Would you like a snack? T-Bone came for a visit. This is one of my breeding roosters. He loves to be hand-fed. So I'll keep you updated on how this process goes. An additional 21 days sitting on eggs is a long time for a broody hen, but I'm just going to continue supporting her in her needs, and as she chooses to do so, if she decides to come out of the broodiness on her own, that works, and if she decides she wants to hatch those eggs, hopefully this time it'll go better. Practice makes perfect though, right? Oh, hello. So hopefully Charlotte will eventually get to be a mother. And if she does become a mother, hopefully she doesn't peck at the babies like she did with the incubator chicks, because that was scary. As for Fern I have set up now in the maternity ward. So when my hens go broody, I like to give them a private space. She is in lockdown mode where the chicks are coming in a couple days, so I want those chicks to be safe from the rest of the flock. So I have put up this chicken wire, and she is continuing to sit on that nesting box, but now she has food and water of her own, so she has full access to that without any competition from the rest of the flock. She doesn't have to leave her nest. I have it nice and close for her. And this little lady, she is very much in her zone. She's been a very good mama. She seems really content. So I'm really excited to meet her baby chicks that will be coming in a couple days. We have other babies coming soon too. Let's go see the goats. Fancy Nancy is due to have her kids in 5 days. So we are on goat baby watch. We are so excited, and she's doing so good. My husband, my kids, and I were all so excited to meet her little goat babies that are coming, and hopefully they will come right on schedule. But who knows? We'll see. Her due date's in 5 days, so could be earlier, could be later. Let's go see how she's progressing. Good morning, lady. Nancy. Hello. And good girl. My baby roosters, who are now 16 weeks old, are ready to graduate from the chick coop. They are getting so big that we are in the process of building them their own rooster coop so that they can move out of the chick coop, and then the little chicks can have the run of the place. Good morning. I still think of them as my little chicks, but look how big they are. Look at this comb, these wattles. This guy is looking a lot like his daddy. You look like Clifford. But yes, it is time. It is time to give them their own rooster coop. I need to move them away to the far side of the farm so that they can't see the hens who are over in the expansion run. It's just causing a little too much rowdiness with since they are 16 weeks, they're going through their hormonal changes, and with them being able to see the hens, they're just getting a little bit too rowdy with each other. So I'm hoping that moving them to the other side of the farm in their own rooster coop, that without the visibility of the hens, hopefully that'll settle them down a bit. And look at the baby chicks. They're growing so fast. Huh. We've got a little boy and a little girl here. They enjoy coming outside and having their own little area to safely play. Once these roosters are out, they're going to graduate to having this entire area to run and play. It'll be really fun. They're graduating to a larger area as well. You guys excited? They're such good little babies. We've got all our wood and supplies ready, and we are going to be building it all the way on the other side of the farm over here. And let's hope that the roosters like their rooster coop, and I'll give you a tour of their rooster coop on next Friday's farm vlog if all goes to plan with building. The roosters will have a nice view of the pumpkin patch from where they're going to be situated. The pumpkin patch, we put some straw in here this week to help with the weeds, and the pumpkin vines are coming along. Our pond got some beautiful new plants on the outside as well as on the inside of the pond. So we are hoping those will all fill in nicely. I particularly like this one with all the little spirals. Our garden got some decorations this week. This trellis was rusted and a little broken, so we fixed it up and got it painted white. And the little geese statues got a paint job. This golden goose is now a shiny black color, and my daughter painted this golden goose a glitter sparkle goose. And then this trellis has a broken piece, but it still works as a trellis, and we painted it a shiny black. And the pole beans are very happy to trellis up with. So it's working out good for our garden. Now we just need to find some other free trellises for this set of pole beans and figure out a trellis system for our grapevines. I have noticed some plants have been chewed down to the stalk, and then there's other plants that have some chew marks in the leaves, and some plants that have just completely gone missing. And because I'm noticing these things, I want to try my best to prevent any more plant damage from occurring. So that is why I got a big box of tulle. I'm gonna cut some pieces and place it around the perimeter of my garden, and I'll place it over certain plants depending on the damage being done. And the hope is that this fabric, I'm hoping, is going to deter any rabbits or rodents of any sort from coming into the garden because of getting their little claws stuck in this fabric. I'm hoping that'll be enough of a deterrent, or at least slow them down. And then also using this as a bug netting as well to keep bugs off of certain plants that are getting nibbled on. So I'm gonna give it a shot and we'll see how that goes. Tulle is really inexpensive, so I figured I'd give this a try and hopefully save some of my plants so that I can harvest some fruits and vegetables later in the season. So far my cantaloupe garden is going really well, and it does have this chicken wire all the way around it, which helps to keep the rodents out, which is nice. And we do have the PVC up here. Once we start to see the fruits form, we will cover this whole top with a net to protect the fruit. This raised bed was supposed to be all cantaloupe, but somehow it looks like a zucchini plant got planted in here, and it's doing really good. So we'll see how this plant does with all of these cantaloupes. The broccoli has a lot of damage to it, so I'm going to put tulle over this in the hopes of preserving the broccoli plants. But the other plants, like the celery and zucchini that are doing well, I'll leave those uncovered for now and see how those go. Our potato plants don't seem to be affected. They are doing fantastic. They are growing fast, and I'm really hopeful that we'll get a large harvest of potatoes. These raspberry bushes have been giving us so many raspberries this past week. My kids have just been out here every day picking raspberries, and every time I say, "How many raspberries did you get?" and they say, "I don't know." I said, "Well, let's count them." And they said, "We can't. We ate them all." They're just so delicious. You just can't help but just eat them right off the plant and just enjoy them fresh. We put out a couple videos this week. One being, why are my chickens wearing dresses? Which is a question I get asked often, so I made a video about it. And also a video on the 3 supplements that I recommend for your chickens. So if you haven't seen them yet, I definitely recommend that you check those out. And be sure to check back next Friday just to see how this rooster coop has come along, the progress in the garden, and hopefully I'll be able to update you on all the babies on the farm. Goat babies, chick babies. Hopefully we'll have hatching and birthing happening this week and be able to share that with you next Friday. I really hope these farm tours, garden tours, all inspire you and help you to see the joy of farming. And if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want a farm? A wicked awesome farm? Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show. Whoa. Just one more.